Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. I wanted to do a video for Beyond Quantum Healing Sessions. I get a lot of people that have no idea what it even is, other people that have heard about it, and they hear the words like hypnosis or hypnotherapy, and then they kind of get, I don't know, a little bit worried that it's, that they're going to be out of control. So I do want to have my granddaughter here to say hello and help out during this process. Say hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi, hi.
Hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Right here.
Hi.
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 Hopefully bring some smiles and some joy to your heart. So first off the bat, with Beyond Quantum Healing, you don't have to worry that you're going to be out of control or you're going to say something that you don't want to say or reveal something you don't want to reveal or anything along those lines. You are very much an active participant in this whole process. Your focus will be right in the session as we're working our way through the session. So any ideas that, something's out of your control, as far as what you receive, that will be from your higher team. And but as far as your intentions for the session, your questions for the session, and what you hope to accomplish during the session is really all a part of your intentions, and that's what is really fueling the whole session. And your higher team knows all of this, so no worries about the session going a direction and you don't want it to go, or waking up and feeling like finding out you're quacking like a duck or something like that. It's nothing like that at all. Here we go. Ready? You're getting sleepier. And you don't look like you're getting sleepier. You can hold it.
Oh, hang on.
Hold it up nice and high. There you go.
Cool.
You're right there. It's just moving you into deeper and deeper thought, basically. And the session, how deep into thought you can get, will really determine how the session goes and how much information comes through. Because a lot of us are control freaks. We like to control things, and it's hard for us to let go. But when we realize that we're only letting go to a higher aspect of ourselves that has deeper knowledge that comes through the heart, then we can begin to let go and allow whatever messages come through. And it's fascinating, it's exciting, and I would say don't have expectations about exactly what's going to come through, but having your heart knowing that something's going to come through, a message for you. And beyond that, just let the expectations go, because it really is a unique and special journey. Everybody's journey is unique and special. And even if you have multiple sessions, each session is different as well. So I want to say that if you've ever had trouble connecting before in a session, you might want to try it again, because the practitioner, the time of day, the mood you're in, the way you're feeling in that particular day, all of these things play an important role in how well the session goes. So if you're worried about a lot of things, you're uptight about a lot of things, or you maybe you're expecting people to come over later in the day and you just got a lot of things on your mind, that is all of those things can like burden your mind and your thoughts down, and work against you when you're trying to like let all of that go and just relax. So when it comes down to scheduling, I always tell people to make sure you're not needed for like 4 hours. I leave 4 hours open. It doesn't typically go 4 hours long, of course. It's usually a 2 or 3 hour session, but I like to leave enough time that people won't feel rushed if it takes a little bit longer. So for me, the session gets broken up into basically kind of like 3 sections, basically. So the first, we get on and we talk. Now, this can vary quite a bit. Usually 30 minutes to an hour we're talking, but it can vary a little bit. Some people have been meditating and they don't want to talk a lot. So I try to leave myself to be really open and flexible to how the session goes and the needs of each individual person, because sometimes people don't have a lot of questions. They don't have a lot they want to talk about. They just want to get into the session, and I do recommend a few minutes at least of, getting to know the person and connecting that way. But sometimes you're doing a session for someone that you've already maybe done a session before, and it just doesn't require a lot of talking. But I do like to take 30 minutes to an hour to just discuss and really find out where the person is and their concerns and what they'd like to get out of their session. It's really important that you can sort of get into their mindset of what they're looking to accomplish during the session so that you're able to act as their left brain during the session. So the talking aspect of it is super important in the beginning, not only to build rapport, but for also as the practitioner to understand what the person is hoping to get out of the session, what information. Now, of course, questions, most people have questions. Not all people have questions. It's not like a requirement, but it's good to have some questions. A lot of people have like just general questions about life purpose or career or romance, things like that. But it's good to have other questions that are not so much related to your main intentions, because it's good to hop to other things at some points during the session. That can, as a practitioner, that can sometimes aid in if the left brain's getting involved with whatever particular subject you're on. Sometimes you can quickly jump to another subject to allow the higher self to come through better. So it's good to have other questions. I tell people things like, and this is something I discuss, even if the person doesn't have any questions during that initial talk before the session begins, I like to find out, first off, what kind of strange experiences they've had, maybe paranormal, maybe a UFO sighting, maybe missing time, maybe a dream that was really a lucid dream or a strong dream that made a huge impression, even if it was years ago or as a child, or an event that didn't make sense. I try to mention a string of things like this to hopefully help things pop into their memory. And then I'll jot those things down as well. If they have questions to begin with, these will be additional questions that I might just hop to get further clarification. And it's good to be able to have a few different subjects to jump around with. So you don't have to have questions. Some people, they have no idea what to ask and they just want to go in and be as open as possible. And I respect that. I had one session like that, and I haven't had any sessions like that failed. People that didn't have any questions and they were just open generally have good sessions as well. So it's not important that you have the questions, but it can be useful. And most people that come for a session do have some particular things they'd like to ask about. So in addition to those, I try to get these other questions and I jot those down, and I try to write them all down myself, even if the person sends them beforehand. That way I have them on paper as I'm discussing it and adding little notes and details during that first hour. So anything that I want to ask during a session, I try to jot it down during that initial hour, 30 minutes or hour, or however long it takes to be ready for the session. Now at this point, after we're all ready to start the session, depending on how long it is, I always try to give the client an opportunity to take a break, a quick restroom break or get a drink before getting comfortable. Like I said, we always recommend that you're either lying down or reclined so that you're not having to hold your head up and you can really relax and get as relaxed as possible, allowing your mind to relax as well. So laying down, keeping a blanket handy can be super handy, because if you start to feel cold, you can pull the blanket up on you. And some people have to take a restroom break. That's totally cool too. In fact, sometimes it's abnormal. I know when I had my session with Alice and Co., I had to take like 3 bathroom breaks. Like, I never have to go that much, but I was purging or something. So, and I was in there for a while, each of the times, like I didn't even drink this much. What's going on? So anyway, yeah, that's normal for some people, that they might have to take a bathroom break. And it's actually more important that you go ahead and say, I need to take a bathroom break, rather than trying to hold it and make it through, because it's back to that, physical relaxation. And if you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, you're not going to be as relaxed. So it's totally fine to take a little break, and then we can slip right back into it. We usually put some sort of placeholder in wherever you're at in your session, and we can just come right back to that. And so it's not a big deal. Bathroom breaks are pretty common, probably at least probably half of the people I do a session for will need a bathroom break at some point. So that first section of time, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, but in general, that's how long it takes. And then I offer up an opportunity for a bathroom break for myself and the person. And then at that point, have the person get comfortable. Earbuds or headphones are super important because they have the microphone on them, and sometimes a person will start talking really quietly during the session. If the mic is on, the earbuds are close by, it can still pick up their audio because I'm recording the session for you, and so you're going to want to make sure you can hear it later when you play it back. So having earbuds will ensure that you're hearing me in both ears, which is super important, and then that you'll be on the recording really good too. So some people want to go with audio only, like over the phone. I think it's a good idea to do video, especially during the initial meetup when we're talking. But some people like to just do audio only, and that's totally fine too. But some people actually talk with their hands a lot. So that's really helpful to be able to have the video of whatever hand signs or gestures you're doing after it. Some people like to look for orbs and things flying around them. The other thing is with having the video, I can tell if you're about to speak. That's a huge part for me anyway, and I won't tend to interrupt you as much. If it looks like you're about to speak, then I'll know to just wait and let you talk. So that can be handy. But some people live in an area where you just don't have high enough speed internet and you just have to do it over the phone. And we can make that work, totally. So the cool thing about Beyond Quantum Healing sessions is, for me anyway, most of them are done remotely. They can be done in person, but doing it remotely adds the extra benefit of the person being in a place that they're really comfortable with, like their home or in their bed. And then even as they have to take maybe a bathroom break, they're used to sort of interrupting their sleep and going to the bathroom and coming right back. So if they're in an office or somewhere new and they're going to kind of wake up and come out of it more, moving into that beta brainwave state, which is, we want to keep you in the alpha. And you can do that. You do it all the time, when you wake up and go to the restroom and come back, you slip right back into your rest. So that's one of the huge benefits of people being in their own home, in their own comfortable area, is that they can take a break, they can go to the restroom that they're comfortable with and come right back to their bed or recliner and get right back into the session. So it's really important that comfort is a huge factor, and if people can relax in their own home, that will relax their mind more and actually produce a better session because they are able to relax their mind more and not worry so much about anything going on in the room or anything like that. So important that you're not interrupted, or that you have people popping in on you, or your phone ringing, or maintenance guys working, or anything like that might have to keep you more aware in the moment and paying attention to things, is going to interfere with how deep you can go. So you don't have to worry about falling asleep. There's probably maybe 7 or 8 minutes where you're not speaking, but it's a very interactive process. So what happens at that point is, once we begin the actual session, we'll go through some breathing exercises together that helps us connect the heart and the mind coherence. Because actually, as a practitioner going into the session with you, I'm with you on your journey. I lower my brainwave state and get into a deep hypnotic state of mind as well, lower brainwave state, I should say, to where I can actually connect in with you as well during the session, and I'll receive visuals and things as well. So it helps that we're both connected in that way, and this heart-mind coherence exercise we do in the very beginning helps to do that. And it also leaves me a little opportunity to check one last time before the actual induction portion starts to make sure you can hear everything okay, make sure the sound's going good. And at that point, I move right into the induction part. And this whole section is probably like 10 minutes or so. And from that point on, we move into the actual whatever you're receiving. Now, this can vary so much because it really depends on how deep you're able to get, how quickly you're able to get in there. A lot of people start seeing and experiencing things right away. Other people, it takes a little bit longer. They have to relax a little bit. So at this point, the session can go many different ways, and it really depends on the person and even the session, the day, and the time, because you can have all of the factors be the same and it be a completely different day and have completely different results. So it's not just us doing the session, it's us in concert with higher aspects of ourselves, our higher selves, and whatever your guides or your higher team is, and my higher team, all working together to create this wonderful journey for you. And it is, you just never know what you're going to get. But it will be something that will help you along your journey. And that's the exciting thing about this whole process. So you don't have to worry about falling asleep. You don't have to worry about doing something that you wouldn't normally do. We are just simply getting you relaxed, getting you into a state of mind that you're more suggestible to visualize things. And if you think about it, this happens all the time. You know, you might go into a little bit of a daydream. This happens all the time for people sitting at the TV. You're talking to them and they're just so focused on whatever's on the screen. They're kind of in a daze, right? But if you think about it, I was just telling you the process of, you know, you want to relax your body, you want to relax your mind, and then you become more receptive to seeing things and suggestions for seeing things by the practitioner. And I'm on your side, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you think about it, you know, when we sit in front of the TV after you worked a long day at work and you're relaxing in front of the TV and you move your body into that physical relaxation, your mind follows, and then you're watching whatever is on the TV programming. Do you see? So this is something that happens all the time, but this is working to your benefit because we're going in with the intentions that you want for your session, seeking the wisdom and information for your personal journey from the highest possible sources that we can get it from, and that's from going within into your heart space. So it's really a beautiful way of getting more information and getting it, because, you know, there's all sorts of information out there, all people channeling things and all sorts of stuff, but your best information is going to come from within. And opening up that doorway to go in within in the future after the session is huge too, because you've been there, you felt it, you begin to trust your intuition more. And like I said, it really depends on people. Some people have no problem with trusting their intuition. So it's hard to do a video that's sort of like kind of covers it all because everyone's so different. But I did want to cover some of the main things that, you know, you don't have anything to worry about, that, you know, you're going to do something you didn't want to do. This is, you're very much a part of it. And this is for you. And it's, although you're not orchestrating it from this level, your higher team is orchestrating it. And it's really us getting out of the way and allowing them to come through with whatever they have to show you, and without analyzing it in the moment, which is a lot of, it's hard for a lot of people to sort of relinquish the control of having to figure it out in that very moment. But just remember that I am recording it for you, and you will be able to go back and analyze it with the left brain a little bit more. But during the session, it's better to just stay in the right brain and see what you're saying or seeing or hearing or experiencing. And then you can, you know, examine it later. And then I'm there to help guide you through that process and try to move you further along on the information that you're wanting to receive during your session. So it's super exciting. And it's not like what we've seen on, you know, the stage, hypnosis, magic. It's nothing like that. You don't have to worry about doing anything or saying anything embarrassing. This is bringing that focus of yours into coherence, into the deepest part of your consciousness, getting into the sub and even the higher consciousness. And all of that unfolds as you're able to relax more and more and get deeper and deeper and deeper into the session. So it's really an automatic thing, and it really is determined by how much you can relax and let go and just allow it to come through. And that's a huge hurdle for a lot of people, I understand, because we want to control so much. But it can be liberating when you truly understand that you don't have to run it and you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is have your daydream, basically. It's like a daydream, and will refer to the sessions as sort of a guided meditation a lot of times because you'll get these visualizations, and then from the visualizations that we give you, more information begins to be produced out of that, and it's from that we can dig deeper. So one of the to sort of demystify it, I'll usually use a little example. I'll do one now with you guys. If you want to, close your eyes and take a deep breath, and in your mind, imagine a celebrity's face comes across the screen of your mind. What celebrity did you see? And write the celebrity down in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear who you thought of, and consider the celebrity. Was he or she in the movie? A movie that you just recently watched? Are they your favorite celebrity? Think about a few of those things, because for most people, a majority of the people, they have no idea why that particular thing popped in their head when I asked that question. But that's the whole mechanism at work, right? We've got this higher consciousness that's delivering things to us. And so if you got a celebrity, write them down below, or let me know what celebrity came up for you, because there could be a meaning in that. Like what movie do you think of when you think of that celebrity, and things like that. So it's exploring this whole connection that we all have with this greater wisdom that we all have within us. So it's teaching us to go within to find deeper truths. Okay, so this section can last anywhere from an hour to sometimes only 45 minutes, a lot of times a little over an hour and a half. It doesn't go over 2 hours too much, but it does sometimes. And so after this section of the session is over, then I have you come back out, and we just discuss a little bit more. This part is typically pretty short. People aren't usually too chatty after the session, but it's not uncommon to talk for a half hour or so. But typically people are ready to go to the bathroom, get a drink, and go on with their day at that point. It really just depends on the person. But yeah, and then at that point I will go and render out the video, which can take a couple hours, and then I'll email it to the person, the video or the audio, whichever I have of the session, and then they'll have it for future reference. And that's pretty much the session in a nutshell. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.
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 All right.